First of all, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Happy that pre-season's pretty much done and dusted. Looking forward to Friday.
It's been a long pre-season, hasn't it? How have you been spending that time?
Yeah, well, for me, pre-season probably starts back in November. So a lot of time at Malvern, at the indoor centre, keeping the boys topped up with what we need to and trying to get them to work on their strengths and whatever else they want to do. And then, we managed to get away in Desert Springs, which was fantastic. We had 10 days there for the boys who had been inside for the majority of the winter. Luckily, we had quite a few guys who went overseas, which was really good for them. Great life experience. And then we all joined back up again 18th of March, which has been really nice, dodging the showers, dodging the floods and trying to get some cricket in.
Yeah, I mean, we'll come on to that in a moment, but I just want to take a moment just to sort of reflect on your first year as head coach. How would you sum that up?
A huge learning experience. It was something that I never really had, designs on, if I'm honest. Really enjoyed my time as an assistant coach and being a skills coach, so the bowling coach side of it all. I never really had aspirations to, but when the opportunity came up, it felt like the right time. If I was ever going to do it, it was now. I've been coaching for about 8 or 9 years in the professional game, so it felt like I had a decent enough grounding, and then it was just trying to find my style.
Yeah. Do you feel like you found it?
I'm not sure really, you better ask the lads, but I think for me it's just, I know it's probably a bit of a cliche, just try and be myself as much as possible and try and be as authentic as I can.
And clearly the players have responded to it. There was success last year, got you back into Div 1, and now how are you feeling? How are the squad ahead of this season?
Yeah, I feel like we're in a really good place. I think we have to be after what happened last year. I think it was quite a challenge throughout, as it always is, in terms of navigating 3 competitions, the two-ins and throwings, guys getting picked, not getting picked, and so it tends to be quite an emotional roller coaster no matter what happens. But to come out of the other side of it and feeling like we'd been competitive throughout in all 3 competitions, I think that puts us in a really good place. Yes, we have a few different players, but essentially that experienced core has stayed the same. They're Worcester through and through. They're really good characters. They lead the side really well. I think as my first year as coach, I couldn't have had a better group to lead, to be honest, and to help them along on their journey. So for us, it's now a really exciting time to see what the next chapter.
And you talked about that key core of players. How important has it been to keep them together?
Yeah, hugely important. I think whichever side you play in, those leaders of that side, that they mould it. They dictate what the behaviours in and around it. The mood of it all, and they do it so well. They manage themselves brilliantly well. It's an honour really, not only to be a coach of this side, but to watch them go out there and enjoy themselves. It's really nice to watch, and we've had some ups and downs, like we say we always will. We're not going to win every game that we play, so you feel it. You feel every ball with them, and just to watch how they go about their business and how they, I wouldn't say they control the squad, but they definitely pull it in the direction that it needs to go into, and to watch them do that is fantastic.
And the start is now on Friday. Big match as well. How are you feeling about that one?
It's a home game for me, which is quite nice. It's always exciting. I think that first day of the first championship match is always exciting. The guys have worked really hard to get to this point, whichever county they play for, and then for us to just be up the road at Edgbaston, which is a magnificent stadium, great place to play your cricket, but against the local rivals, if there's anything needs to be added, there it is straight away. So I think the boys, they feel like they're in a really good place. They're really excited to get out there on Friday and see where it takes us.
We've talked a little bit about the core and how important they are for the squad. Let's spend a couple of minutes now talking about the new signings. First of all, how pleased are you with the business that's been done, and also what are they going to be able to bring?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we obviously lost quite a few players last year, and so it was never going to be, you can't go out and handpick and go around and say, right, well, we've lost 8 players, let's go and get 8 players, because it works slightly differently in cricket. So we looked at the players that were available, and there was a handful there that we were really interested in, that we knew that we're going to add some real qualities on the park, and then also really fit in and add to that core group of players that we already have. So Just thinking about Tommy Taylor, someone who's been a proven performer at the counties that he's played at. We know he's a good character, plays all 3 formats. I think he's going to get better. In fact, I know he's going to get better, so that's really exciting for us. Rob Jones, who Ash knew really well, his time at Lancashire, was someone that we were really keen as well to get in and involved. Again, can play all 3 formats. We had him on loan last year during the Metro Bank. He fitted in brilliantly well, without shadow of a doubt, added with his quality with the bat and in the field, but also, you know, in the changing room. You know, the signings, I'll add Matthew Waite into that, who came in the year before. These guys are going to be big players for us going forward in terms of how they create that environment and mould that environment and help the senior players who've been around for a while. So Brett and Joe, Jake and Gareth and Adam, who've been around for a little while, you know, it helps them out really well.
Yeah, and obviously not for the whole season, 5 matches, but Jason Holder, what a player for everyone else around them, just to sort of have that sort of class there to be with every single day.
I think, yeah, with overseas players, it's becoming incredibly hard to find the right ones, just through availability more than anything else. So when we knew that Jason was available, it felt like the biggest no-brainer going, to be honest. You know, I think his record speaks for itself in terms of, you know, captaining West Indies, has won lots of things for those, has played lots of franchise cricket, is really keen to play, which was really important for us. And then, you know, you dig a bit deeper and find out about his character, and you only get good things. So for us, it just felt a really exciting opportunity for us that we had to take.
Last year there was a lot of chat by yourself and Brett about turning draws into victories. What did you mean by that, and how important is that going to be?
I think it's for me, it's something that it's very much evolves around the mindset, and certainly the mindset of Brett, who will always go into a game of cricket wanting to win it. That's first and foremost. He talks a lot about the fun and enjoyment of that, and that he gets his fun and enjoyment from competing against other players and other teams, but also having the opportunity to win a game of cricket. And I think certainly in the red ball competition, you're out there for 4 days potentially, and you don't want to spend 4 days just playing for a draw or trying not to lose. So I think for us as a group, it feels like we play our best cricket when we're in that mindset, trying to play as positively as possible. You know, we will do that in different ways at different times. We have to be very adaptable to the conditions and whatever's in front of us. But I think giving the guys that challenge, that's what we're trying to do. We're always trying to win games of cricket. And I think, you know, we lost 3 red ball games in the championship last year, 2 of which were declaration games where we were happy to set up those games. And we never want to lose games of cricket, but we'd rather be in a position where we have the opportunity to win it, knowing that we might lose it. And that's fine as well. You know, like I said before, we will lose games of cricket, that's okay, but as long as we compete and we do as well as we can within them and give ourselves a chance, then I think the boys can walk off after those 4 days really happy with their work.
We've also had a fair few youngsters either brought in or also come up as well. Who are you excited about? Who should we think about for this summer?
There's a few, as there always is. I think someone like Adam Finch, with the guys who have departed, it is a real opportunity for him to take. I think last year we saw his best year with us. I thought he did really well in the T20s, and his figures didn't necessarily reflect how important his role was for us. And in red ball cricket, he took his first 2 fifers, which was really important for him and for us. So I think watching Adam and how he goes about his business will be really exciting for us this year. Kashif Ali, who's now been around a little while but will have a more senior role now. We saw what he could do in red and white ball cricket last year. I think his innings against Derbyshire in the Metro Bank last year was one of the best white ball innings I've ever seen, and I've been very fortunate to play and watch Mo and Ali for a long period of time, and to say that, you know, hopefully he'll take a great deal of heart from that performance. So those 2 especially, and Josh Baker. I think bowling spin in England's really difficult, but I think Josh has got a real opportunity to keep driving forward with that. He's got some real good physical attributes to help him perform really well. So I think, you know, when opportunities allow, I think watching Josh will be really exciting this year.
Brilliant, best of luck. I'm sure I'll see you around.